Hello and welcome to my November Craft the Path video. If you're new here, go and check out my Craft the Path for October, and I explain in the intro of the video what I'm doing and why, but today I'm just going to jump right in for November. So as you can see for the November Craft the Path, we have a fairly blank canvas here in front of us. I have already done my stressful star breathing to get us in that pause and kind of in that right space. My template shout outs for this month, this lovely sleeping fox for our November theme is from Cozy Owl Tales on Etsy. And so we're going to check that off, and that's going to complete the pause section. So here we are in my monthly reflection. So let's see how I got on in October with my intentions that I set up last month. So as you can see, we have 6 categories here: declutter, health and wellness, hobbies and fun, self-care, social media, and work and creative. So let's get started. So in the area of decluttering, I wanted to clean my closet, tidy my bedroom dresser, and clear off my bedroom chair. And I did complete the bedroom dresser and the chair. I didn't get to the closet, which when I set up that goal, I kind of knew that that was something that I probably wasn't going to get done, but I wanted to put it on the list just to acknowledge that it was something that I wanted to do. So in the area of health and wellness, I wanted to make soup once per week, and I really enjoyed doing this. And I wanted to prioritize sleep, and I wanted to stretch daily. So in prioritizing sleep, I did that 61% of the time during the month, which if we had tracked last month or the month before or go back to whenever, prioritizing sleep would have been like a 0 to 10% or a 10 to 20% of the time. So for a 61% is an absolute win. So that did go very well. And the stretching did too. I did it most of the days. So then if we go to hobbies and fun, my goal was to read 2 books in the month of October, and I did. And we'll talk about those a little bit more later on in detail. I wanted to catalog my tarot and oracle decks in Notion. Definitely completed that. Had a great time. And I wanted to paint something, which I didn't get to, but that's okay. And then in the area of self-care, the habits that I set up are the ones in pink, which were, I wanted to set up a kind of a bit of a sanctuary, a bit of a pampering area in my bathroom. So what I needed to do for that was make a plan for it, find what I needed, and buy what I need. So of those, I only did the first step, which was kind of make the plan and start to find things, but I didn't complete it. But then what I ended up doing, because there were other self-care activities that were in other categories. So I kind of made this stretch daily, the prioritizing sleep, and some of the decluttering. I pushed it over to that self-care area in addition to the other categories, because those were really also self-care activities. So if we move on now to social media, my goals for that area was to post 2 times on my business page, Metaphysics Made Easy, post 2 times on my main personal page, Andy in Arcadia. I did that. A little bit of a cheat on the business page. I didn't do it till right at the end of the month, but this was a great reminder that I wanted to do that and to really motivate me to do that. So it was excellent. And it was a bit of a cheat because what I ended up posting was a reel that I would kind of fell into 2 parts. And so I gave myself credit for posting twice, which technically I did, but it was the same topic, same day, so, but that's a win. I wanted to post 1 video per week on YouTube, and I exceeded that. And I posted, instead of posting 4 over the month of October, I did 5. So one week had 2 videos. And then I wanted to, and this was a goal that I didn't really think I was going to do with the Ko-fi space. I wanted to kind of look at it, but one of the videos that I made, which was the 54321, ended up kind of lending itself to creating that space and to kind of do those things together. So I wanted to show one of my spreads, and it was, and kind of share it digitally. So I ended up uploading that to Ko-fi so I could create a link that anyone could download it. So that kind of, fed nicely. But if I hadn't had this reminder that I wanted to look at that Ko-fi space, I might not have put those two pieces together. So really good. And then for the work and creative, I wanted to, I'm working on a memoir, and I wanted it along with a tarot deck, and I wanted to create 3 cards per week. I didn't do that at all. I didn't do any of them. But that was a very intentional decision as I got through the month. I did pre-order the Feel Your Chakras decks. I did order the pre-orders for those. I didn't order the first run of the Tarot Feeling. I didn't do that. So, but that in the area of work and creative, not doing these things was a very intentional decision, which I'll get to when we get a little bit further down the list here. So if we look at the goals as a whole, or the intentions as a whole, like in their group, because I'm extra, so we kind of get an average here of what was happening in each of the different areas. And what I'm looking for now is not an A in each area. What I'm looking for is really a pass or fail, but I thought it was kind of fun as I was could give it a percentage to also give it a grade. So in decluttering, I passed a class but I got a D because I didn't do that closet. Did better in the health and wellness category with a very high C. And hobbies and fun. I didn't do the painting. So again, quite a high D there. But could have had more fun. For sure could have had more fun. And then for the self-care, this was only counting I got counted off because really I did not achieve like the main self-care goal. So again, a D. It's not a fail. It's it's a pass here. Did fantastic in the social media category. And for work and creative, again, a very high D, but those were kind of intentional decisions there. So that's just how I did overall on all my goals. So how was I feeling in October? Well, the mood tracker is under construction. I was playing around with a few different things to kind of track my mood daily. And I didn't end up landing on quite a good system that would have me going to it every day to actually track my mood, because it's things that are tracked in the morning are easier for me than things that I would track like at the end of the day, or thinking about like in the morning from I have to work out a better system. And I think I found it. So this month, how I was feeling, this was a 4 of Swords month for sure throughout almost the entire month. There was a lot going on, kind of emotionally thrown at me. But throughout that, I kind of felt like I was in this kind of a bit of a safety bubble where I knew that the battle was raging around me, but actually managed to kind of stay in a really inactive state, and know that it wasn't for me the right time to be really dealing with anything big, and it was kind of a more restorative month. So that was the general feeling, I guess, of October if I were to track the mood, which is why some of those work and creative goals I did intentionally put on hold, because I just knew like this wasn't the right time. This is a time to kind of chill out and just do just the necessities. So, but the things I loved last month in October, I loved being home. I had been away at Newt's at the end of the month, and I just came home in the beginning of October. And, I was only gone for 4 or 5 days, and it takes me so long to settle back in. I still have stuff like scattered around. That couch behind me is in transition. And yeah, it takes so long to settle back in. But I have really enjoyed just being home in my little, my nest. Speaking of nests, another thing I love this month was being in that Four of Swords moment and really acknowledging it and really embracing it for what it is and really, sitting in that energy. A couple things that I enjoyed this month. I went to Target because I still wanted all the fall vibes, right? So I went to Target and in search of the fall candle. And I found the most perfect one. I will click on it so we can see it a little bit bigger. It is heavy pottery white pumpkin with a wood wick. It's just perfection. It's like an apple scent too, which is lovely. So I got my Target candle and I loved it. I'm still burning it. And then while at Target, I found this amazing panda plush. It's one of those weighted ones. So it weighs about 3 pounds. And it is just so amazing. Its name is Quinn, named after, and Krista suggested this, that we do some bibliomancy with the Way of the Panda guidebook, and Four of Swords is what came up, and the character in the Four of Swords cards in the Way of the Panda is named Quinn, so the panda is named Quinn. I have also enjoyed playing with Notion this month. And using Notion really helped me when there were some real emotional moments and some real moments that cause a lot of chaos in my foundation. And what I found was when I was in those stressful moments to going to Notion and like cataloging my decks or trying out a new database or something like that, it was letting me like find some sort of order and organization and some sort of, some foundation to grab onto when everything else was just running around on its own, and so I loved using Notion. I loved it for that. It was a bit of a lifesaver. A bit of a sanity keeper, shall we say. I also enjoyed, and we'll get into this in the reading section, but the Dagger book that I read last month was just incredible. It is every single thing that I would want in a book for this time of year. And it's got witches, it's got tarot, it's got a great storyline, it's engaging, it has made me love reading again, and I am so excited to read the next book in the series. Another thing I loved was the cooking soup. The intention that I set up to cook soup once a week. I loved it, and I love cooking, and it was so great to I did it every Sunday, so we had Soup Sunday, which worked out perfectly for our schedule here, and it was fantastic. You watched any of my vlogs, still loving Murder, She Wrote, Angela Lansbury, Jessica Fletcher, is also a bit of a sanity saver with her homey, her wholesome television for sure this month. And then another cool buy, I'll make this one bigger too, is I went to this, one of my favorite little consignment places, resale shopping with the boys on a Saturday, and found this amazing skeleton fairy. So yes, another thing I love this month. So let's move on to the showstopper decks for October. And I have to give it to the Halloween Tarot. Of course, I used it a ton in this month, or in October. But it every single year never ceases to amaze me at the amount of depth in this deck. There is no Halloween deck that has ever been able to take its place, and many have tried. But but it just it did what it needed to do again, and just it feels like it gets better and better every year. Outsider Tarot was a great surprise. I loved this deck this month, loving the guidebook. It was another favorite, a real showstopper. And then the last one is the Dame Fortune's Wheel Tarot. I don't know why I didn't, I don't know why I never kind of looked at this deck before, but I got the book for it. And just, I just loved having a new perspective on a lot of the cards in, it's a lot of times like getting this new perspective and things being, transformed in a new and interesting way, which I love, which I think is what the Outsider Tarot does, right? And then it's like the Dame Fortune's wheelhouse, I feel like, takes it back to the beginning in a way. And so then it's almost like before all these different elements were added, it takes it back to the core in this particular, way of thought. In like Atella, and Marseille. And so I really enjoyed that. And I've really enjoyed reading the guidebook that goes along with it. The color palette's amazing. Similar color palette to the Outsider Tarot. So clearly that was a bit of a vibe for October. It was that bright kind of primary colors that I was loving this month. And the deck that surprised me in October, hang on, let me make sure my volume is down on here because this video has a weird sound, but I'm going to play it. Was the Taylor Swift Eras deck. And like my daughter, Emmy, is a huge Taylor Swift fan. And so I don't remember how it came up. She this month wanted us to track down, because she lives in the UK. So she wanted us to track down for her the popcorn, because for the movie, like the official like popcorn tub and like the cup, because she had got the cup but she couldn't get the popcorn thing. Anyway, it was a whole thing. Somehow in this discussion, and I think Kristen might have been the one to say, hey, there's a Taylor Swift deck, but it's kind of expensive. And so I went looking and I was like, oh, wow, that is expensive. And it's just got the, I think it's like $80. And it's just, and it's got the, just kind of words, and there's not really any pictures of Taylor Swift. And I didn't really think much of it. And then I was showing it to my daughter, and I started looking a little bit closer at the song choices with the cards, and I was just blown away at how good the choices are. So I went ahead and ordered it. And it came fairly quick, and it reads amazingly. It's cool because you can like reference back to the song. The color palette is just lovely. So I was super surprised. I kind of thought, number one, I was surprised that I even got it. Number two, I was surprised how amazing it is, how cool it is. It's tarot sized, and it comes in a tin that looks like this. And I just, the surprise winner of the month. Because we've done a bit of reflection this month, last month, I put my kind of gratitude bit at the end. So I'm going to put it in the beginning because we're just, restructuring a little bit. So this is the part where I want to thank everyone who has joined us here in October and everyone who was here already. And just a moment of gratitude for anyone who followed me on Instagram, liked my shop on Etsy, if you subscribed here on YouTube, and just thank you. So, last month, as my thank you, I wanted to give away, a copy of the Dagger book, which I was all about, and no regrets, for picking that as the star for the month. So I wanted to announce who won the Dagger book, and I have a little, video I'm going to put it on the screen, of me picking the winner. We did a couple entries, and the winner is Danielle, who contacted me via Etsy, which I said was one of the options, which is so cool. And she lives in the UK, and this is kind of a bit of an amazing thing, because she had contacted me a few months ago, and she wanted the Feel Your Chakras, but it's so expensive to ship internationally. And so I kind of said, like, I would try and work something out, like try and somehow, because my daughter is in the UK, try and somehow get it over there and then ship it, or I don't know. We just kind of left it open, up in the air. But just a lovely conversation from her with her regardless. And then now she's won the giveaway. So Danielle, I'm going to be sending you the Dagger book. And I'm also going to be sending you the Feel Your Chakras, Oracle. So yes, slay. That's our giveaway winner. So for next month, for our giveaway for November, I want to give away the Dame Fortune's Wheelhouse book. It's just impressed me so much. So, just take my word for it. It's great if you don't have it. I think you can enjoy it even if you don't have the Dame Fortune's, Wheel Tarot. And I think I've said Dame Fortune's Wheelhouse, but it's not. For some reason, when I'm saying the name of this deck, I add the word house, like wheelhouse. I don't know, maybe because it's in my wheelhouse. But if you don't have the deck, you can use the book with any. It's a good guide anyway. So that's what I want to give away. And so if you would like to win a copy of the Dame Fortune's Wheel book, the magic word for November is the word Dame. And feel free to use it in any communication you have with me. And I'll put your name in my little bowl, and we'll pull a winner for in the December Craft the Path video, and open to everybody. And yeah, so you can comment in this video, any video. You can comment if you see me post something on Instagram. You can send me a message on Etsy. Any way you want to, just use the word Dame and I'll put your name in. So let's have a look at how it panned out, because at the end, my September video right at the end, I did how I think October was going to go. So I thought that the highlight of October would be all things fall and autumn. And was that accomplished? It was a sort of accomplished. I'm going to give myself a check because I did get my fall candle. I was making soup. I was definitely spent a lot of time under the covers. So we got the content and cozy feeling for sure as well. So I am going to also say that happened. So next month I'll be over the moon if I wrap up the Midnight Feel Your Chakras, and I did indeed wrap it up-ish. It still needs to be shipped out, but it's printing, so we're good. And one thing I'll regret not doing this month is not keeping up with Notion. And I did indeed keep up with Notion. Kept up with Notion. Check. I will take care of myself by taking rest. And I did do that. I did a lot better at being more restful and prioritizing sleep this month for sure. So I feel like overall, October, despite everything, it did go fairly well. So, awesome. So let's go straight into the planning and straight to the books. And, so the books I read last month were, Elizabeth Strout, My Name is Lucy Barton, and The Dagger. And I finished both those books and I loved both of those books. And I cannot wait, I cannot wait to get started on the other. Both of them are part of a series, so I'm starting on the second part of each. I wish that there was like a different love category, and I know I'm like loving everything that we've seen so far on my book list, but I assure you that I do not love every book I read. Yeah, but I loved The Dagger. I loved The Dagger. And I just loved My Name is Lucy Barton. Like, Lucy Barton, unfortunately, was in the same month as The Dagger. If she hadn't been, she would have got a lot more excitement from me, but I definitely did love it. Let's go down and go into the books that I will be reading for this month. So Anything is Possible is the second in the My Name is Lucy Barton series. I forget what it's called. It's called after the town that she's from in Illinois. And I'm also going to be reading the second book in the Madigan series. The first one being The Dagger, and the second book is The Magical Tarot Deck, which I'm very excited to start. And then I wanted to add a couple nonfiction books because I really want to read these and reread. I think Honoring Your Ancestor. I think I may have read both of them before, but I don't remember. But these are two books that I definitely want to read this month and do. But with Ancestors, it feels like the perfect time to do that, and so they are on the list as well to be read. So we've just talked about the books for November, and now let's go on to the November monthly intentions. So last month I was kind of focused on the word intention, and to make sure that I didn't get caught in this goal-oriented way of thinking that I had to complete everything and finish everything and get, and I didn't want to go into that. And I talked about how, like, that here, what I'm doing is just kind of crafting my path and making sure that I'm doing things that are intentional to get me where I want to go. So this month, I wanted to think about a little bit more about where am I going? What's the goal here, right? What's at the end? Is it, do I want to set these intentions for self-care, for to be a better person, to learn more, to grow more, to, what is on the other end? And what I've come up with, is that what is on the other side, or what the goal is actually to be my true self, to have my actions match my true being. I was looking at the Nameless One Tarot, and specifically the Queen of Swords, which is kind of my significator card. And in the book, there's this message that says, be true to yourself. But which self is true? The one I keep to myself or show only to you? I know many things that I like and detest, and I will embody the former and discard the rest. So I thought that was just kind of like an interesting message to kind of set intentions around, like that the goal here, my goal, is to do things that embody my true self. And to figure out who that is. So that's kind of like the intention for this month, the overall intention. So let's get to working on our areas of focus and set some intentions here for November. Okay, so let's open up our checklist here. And so the first thing we're going to look at is the health and wellness goals. So for health and wellness, I actually want to keep the stretch daily and the Sunday soup goals. So if we go back to just November, now we have those as our health and wellness goals. And I want to add one to the list, 10 squats. So we're going to add that to the health and wellness and for November, and beautiful. Okay, so here it is. So there's the health and wellness goals, and we've got those in there. So, I made it the wrong color. It's this color. There we go. Okay, so now let's go on to the work and creative life goals, which are over here. There's just one more goal that I want to set up for this area. And that is, I have a CD that I want to post on my website. I made an album back in 2019, and there's a bunch of like copies just floating around in the house. So I thought it'd be just a good exercise to just post them on my website, and if anybody wants them, they're there. So I'm gonna post those on the website. Okay, so my work and creative goals are done. And for the social media, let's go back to all here, because my social media goals, I think, were really worked out really well. They challenged me, but didn't over challenge me. So I want to just add them in. Okay, so the next thing, social media, is to set up the YouTube calendar for the one video per week on YouTube. So I have my YouTube calendar right here. So we're going to page over to November, which we've got here. Okay, so here we have the Craft the Path video you're watching now on the 1st of November. And then on the 8th, I would like to do a video on the current vibe, what kind of decks that I'm liking at the moment. And then on the, I'm actually going away and meeting a friend this weekend here. Mysterious. So I'm going to be doing a vlog and I am going to Maine. So maybe with that clue you can figure out who I'm going to be seeing, but there will be a vlog. So, and it will be a Maine vlog. And so I'll be filming it this weekend, so I will post it on the 15th. And then on the 22nd, I'm sure between now and then some kind of VR will pop up. So I'm going to leave a spot open to do that. And then the last video, unless something else comes up that I had scheduled to do last month, but wasn't able to fit it in, is to look at the my photographic decks. I still want to do that. So that is our one video a week scheduled, and I didn't cheat, which I feel like I kind of tried to do last month, which is like pick the Sunday, which would only give me 4, but we picked, started on the 1st. So there are 5. So that is my YouTube calendar filled out for the month. But next we need to do the self-care goals. And there were a couple from last month that I didn't get done that I still want to keep on the list. So I made my plan. I didn't find everything that I needed, so I want to do that. And I also need to buy what I need to finish the job. So I'm going to add that back on the list. And prioritize sleep I already put on there. And then there are a couple of new goals or new intentions that I want to set up in the area of self-care. So the first one is, because I know it's going to be Thanksgiving break here. And so my son and my husband are going to be off of school. So in order to and this kind of goes along with like what I was talking about in the beginning about, you know, the end goal being to be my true self. And in order to be my true self, which I believe is a calm, nice, pleasant person, I need my quiet time. So I would like to create designated quiet times while they're home and off of school, in order to care for myself in that way. Otherwise, I will just feel like I'm going crazy. And then the other thing is that I want to do is to eat more nourishing foods. And that just means more whole foods, more fruits and vegetables, more things that make my body feel good and not bad. So that's another thing that I want to do for my self-care for my body. And there was also under health and wellness, there was one thing that I wanted to do that I forgot about here. And that is, I think we were orange. And that is my my VR, not video response, but virtual reality headset. VR, I don't remember. I want to just get my VR headset back out. And it helps me get me moving. I was really excited about it for for a hot minute, and then something happened where it just like crashed or something, and I couldn't figure it out, and I just never came back to it. But that is definitely something that should be in the health and wellness category, and I'd like to do that in November, and it feels like the perfect time. So that's another one I want to put on health and wellness. Okay, so hobbies and fun. Let's see. Let's check off the self-care, and then we're on to the hobbies and fun. And hobbies and fun, I actually want to keep the same, but I'm going to make this, my target is actually going to be 4. Well, let's make my target 3. So then to finish, the 2 of the fiction ones, and then I'm going to have a target to finish 1 of the nonfiction. And if I finish both of them, all the better. So we're going to I'm thinking I'm going to have to get rid of there we go. Okay, so yes. Okay, so I have all my hobbies and fun for the month. And so now let's look at my tools. So I made the a board here for the soup recipes that I want to make in November. And if you want any of these recipes, just let me know in the comments and I'll send you a link to it. So I figured for Thanksgiving, we could have Thanksgiving leftover soup. And I figured that if we have turkey for Thanksgiving, we would be not wanting to have chicken in our soup. So I tried to find ones that were not. And I think I might make the sweet potato soup for Thanksgiving. And then I'm going to be away one Sunday, and we've been doing the soup Sunday. So I've only given myself 4 to make. Another tool that I have for my bathroom project is I started on the shopping list. So I've chosen the towels and the shelf that I want to get, and I don't know what else I want to get, but I've started the list here. So that's that. And then my mood tracker is under construction, but this is kind of what it's going to look like with a bit more of a journaling aspect there. So I'm going to work on that, and so this will hopefully be full of November entries next time we look here for the December Craft the Path. And so then also here will show the November progress as I'm working on it. So that is the mood tracker. And the last thing that we have to do for the November Craft the Path is my wishes for this month. So my wishes for November. So I think that for November, the highlight of this month, 2 things. I couldn't pick one. So I'm going to say it's going to be Thanksgiving, kind of just the Thanksgiving vibe, and my trip to Maine should be a highlight. And the this month I want to feel present, and I'll be over the moon next month if I complete my work and creative life intentions. I feel like this month has been this 4 of Swords, kind of like not really doing much in that area, but I think that November we're going to be good to go. So then the next one is one thing I regret not doing this month is ancestor work. That's why I want to get those books read and start doing some ancestor work. And the last one, I will take care of myself by getting enough sleep. And that is the last goal. So we're going to check back in with this in December and see how I did. So we have everything checked off here, and that is our November Craft the Path complete. Thank you so much if you've gotten this far for joining me and planning with me for the month of November. And thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.